If you've been waiting for prices of Pokemon cards to drop, well, the wait is kind of over. So the prices of some cards are dropping fast and it's about time, right? This is something a lot of us have been waiting for. Now is a good time to grow your collection even more without spending a fortune. In this video, I'm going to show you 10 of the best Pokemon cards under $12 that won't break the bank, but you'll still get really good cards to add to your collection. Whether you're new to collecting or looking for affordable additions to your collection, these cards are the perfect way to get started. Let's dive in. First, let's kick things off with Charizard's Lost Origin Trainer Gallery. So for anyone, I know a lot of you are probably collecting Charizards. This one is a really good deal to grab, okay? So I originally had sold 2 of these last month for about $15, and now the market price is looking at around $11. Earlier last month, the peak was around $13. For any Charizard collectors, this really showcases like the fun side of Charizard. And I know some people don't really like trainer galleries, some do, but this is just a very different way of depicting Charizard within a certain environment with the trainer and such. I forgot the name of the trainer, I apologize. But this is a really good deal though for if you collect Charizards or if you collect trainer gallery cards. Grab this for less than $12. I must admit that I really wanted to include this card within this video, but it was over $10. Like the original title for this video was cards to get under $10. But because this one was just above $10, I decided to actually retitle this video to make it under $12 just because this card right here is such a fantastic card. And with it, I actually believe that if you are able to get a PSA 10 version of this card, it'll almost like 10x the price. I remember reading on a list that there was a list of the best cards to get graded. This Lost Origin Charizard card was one of the best cards that you can grade where it drastically increases its price. But if you don't care about like the PSA grading or how much this card could potentially be worth if you get a PSA 10 version of it, it's still a really good card to grab. I mean, if you look at the past month, it is on a slight trend down, okay, from $12 all the way down to $11. But this is just based on my experience from having sold 2 of them last month for about $15. I'd say getting it for $11 is a really good deal. Let's move on to the next one. The next one that we have is the Pikachu from Sword and Shield Lost Origin Trainer Gallery as well. So for any people who like collecting sleeping Pokemon, which I know that there's a niche base for that, this is a great addition to that as well. So at the time in which I was writing this video, this card was under $12, but right now it's at $12.80. So kind of like a mishap there, but I still honestly believe that this is a really good card to grab for Pikachu collectors and people who are into that sleeping Pokemon or the trainer galleries. I kind of see this card fitting in with like 3 different types of collections, and overall it's just a nice scene based card, right? So at peak last month was at $17, but now you're going to be able to grab it for around like $13-ish. I apologize, when I was looking up this card, it definitely was the market price was under $12, but because I'm trying to target people who are collectors, not more so than investors, even though I mentioned like the PSA grading before, collectors, I mean, you can get by with adding lightly played cards to your collection, okay? So $12.80 for lightly played, this is still a really neat card. All variety of different collectors that it can appeal to, sleeping collectors, Pikachu collectors, trainer gallery collectors. Next, we have Porygon Z. So for any fans who are collecting Porygon Pokemon, we have Z from Paradox Rift. And so with it, last month or a couple of weeks ago, it started at 15. Now it's dropped down below 10, okay? That's almost practically like a 38% decrease. So this is a really good discounted card. And I really love how it shows like the typical environment that Porygon was meant to be in, like a digitized computer type setting. And with it, it's a really nice artistic card, and to get it for less than 38% when a couple of weeks ago it was sitting around $15, this is a great card to add to your collection for anyone who's trying to complete their Paradox Rift Master Sets, or for anyone who's collecting Porygon Zs. Definitely check this card out. Now next we have the Alolan Dugtrio. I do believe I actually bought this card in store around February time. I bought it for like a $10 flat card at my local card shop. Now you can get it for less than $10 at $7-ish. So with this card, it's a nice play on the original 151 Pokemon, Dugtrio. It's a great addition to have when it comes to having kind of like a more modernized version for anyone who's collecting those old 151 Pokemon, or for anyone who's trying to complete their Surging Sparks Master Sets and are missing this card. This is a great addition to have. I always really like the artwork of this guy here, so I actually was looking at the other arts that this individual have. His name is Yukihiro Tada. And so if we actually look at the product line of Pokemon, you'll see that he's made a lot of different of the Ogerpon masks, which are really great additions to add to your collection as well. But with that though, if you are collecting specifically from this artist, if you're trying to complete your Surging Sparks, or if you're just after some illustration rares, this is a great card addition to have compared to last month's prices. Now moving on to the next card, we have the Zeraora from Stellar Crown. So I absolutely love this artist as well. I do plan on collecting more cards from him. I plan on having like a binder dedicated to just this artist. Not a binder, but a page in my binder. But if we take out the product line, set it to Pokemon English, I do plan on snagging the Iron Hands from Prismatic Evolutions just because I really love this artwork, okay? I really love the vibrant colors and the artistic design. Last month, this was sitting around like $12, but now you can get it for under $10 again. Near mint hollow foil price is at $8.20. And for anyone who's still trying to complete their Stellar Crown Master Set or just really loves the vibrant colors of this card, definitely a good deal to grab as well. So for over the past month, this has dropped around 25% in price. Now moving on to the next card, I had this in my collection and I absolutely love this artist's design. So I do believe he's the one that created the I think is the card name, but let me actually show you the product line, set it to Pokemon. So this artist, you can see all the different cards that he's designed for Pokemon, where imagine if you had a binder in your page dedicated to this artist, it really yields a really nice collection. So I do plan on starting a collection from Akira Igawa. And Dondozo, if you want to join the boat with me, this card last month was at peak $16, but over the past month, it's dropped around 32%. So you can grab this card for less than $10. I have it in my collection. I'm currently selling it on eBay, but I'll probably take it off the market just because this right here is such a good artist. I really loved like the watery artistic design of this. I love how you have Tatsugiri looking at Dondozo. Kind of reminds you of like the Magikarp or that sailor looking at Gyarados. And with it, imagine having a binder or page filled with this artist's design. I mean, I have this one too, but yeah, really great collection to have and such a good card to get under $10, $8.60 market price. But let's move on to the next card. Now, for any Scizor fans out there, we have Scizor from Obsidian Flames. If you're trying to complete your Obsidian Flames Master Set, this is another great card to grab. I really like this card. When I first got into Pokemon, this is one of the cards that stuck out to me at my local card shop. But at the time then, I was only collecting Surging Sparks, Twilight, Masquerade, and a Paldea Evolve. So I did not grab this card, but I remember it was priced at around $15 when I was going to grab it. But when I found out it was from Obsidian Flames, I decided not to. But look at it now, at near mint, it's at $9, okay? Past month, it's dropped around 20%. So for any Scizor fans or anyone who's trying to complete their Obsidian Flame sets, this is a great card to grab as well. I know that there's a lot of niche Scizor collectors out there who, if you don't have this yet, definitely check it out. Now moving on to the next card. So this Gloom card, I just absolutely love it. Like kind of like depicts Gloom in its natural environment. And although it's the second evolution, I feel like there's always a market out there for special illustration rares for the 151 Pokemon. And although this is from Obsidian Flames, if you are collecting special illustration rares, maybe you're making like a Pokédex collection or a Pokédex binder, this is a great addition to have to upgrade one of your Glooms. So just last month, I did sell one of these, I believe for around $18 on eBay, but now you can get it for like $9. That's really, I was such a steep drop that I really feel like you should be taking advantage of. So if you're starting a Pokédex binder, definitely upgrade your Gloom to this Obsidian Flames version. I think this is the best version of Gloom that's out there. Over the past month, it's dropped 40%, guys. That's 40% compared to the past month. So if you've been holding off, this is definitely one card to look out for as well. Now, moving on to the next card, we have another Lost Origin Trainer Gallery card from Snorlax. So this is specifically targeted to people who are trying to collect Trainer Gallery cards or any Snorlax fans out there. This is probably the most affordable card on this list, although it didn't drop too much, like barely $1. Over the past month, the price has dropped 20%, so $6.60 all the way down to $5.30. You can grab this card for less than $6. For any Snorlax fans out there, trainer collectors, or any Lost Origin collectors out there, definitely snag this one if you can. Now, moving on to the last card, which I think is probably one of the most severely underrated cards. It's the Infernape from Twilight Masquerade. I purchased this from my local card shop, I believe for around $18. It was around like February time, like $18. This card has dropped to $11 market price. I think the artwork, the digitized image that you see here on screen does not justify this card, just like how it doesn't justify any of the other cards that we've mentioned on this list. But this card here looks extremely good in person. I remember that when I bought this card at the local card shop, I had it in my hand, and a customer next to me basically told me like, that is such a sick card, such a good grab, and I really do believe it is. I believe that this card is going to increase in value over time just because of the artwork. It kind of reminds me of the Blaziken VMAX card just because of how vibrant it is. I mean, if this card here, and this is just of course my opinion, but if this card here can have a price of $450, I don't know, I just feel like there's a bit of similarity between, like, I do believe the Infernape looks better, although it's just a headshot, but it's so vibrant in color compared to the Blaziken VMAX, which is priced at $450. So with that though, I mean, definitely grab this. I grabbed it for $18 back in February, but now you can grab it for $11 market price near foil. Past month it has dropped to 23%, but such a good card to grab overall. So just remember guys that Pokemon collecting should be fun and enjoyable, and don't get caught up in hype needing the most expensive cards. I understand that cards a month ago are expensive, and still even now in comparison wise they probably still are comparison to the average collector, but I hope this guide helps you add some amazing cards to your collection without breaking the bank. And if you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more Pokemon collecting tips and affordable card recommendations. This is the first time I've ever done this type of video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.